Nope, doesn't say there. It
There we are. We finally are here. It's been all week. I've been in Vegas. Brian's been doing a bunch of stuff. We wanted to go live real quick, about 10 minutes. And then because we both have two more things we have to do today.
Exactly. Run from one call to the next.
That's right. It's one of those things. I've been on, with our thing Ignite. I got to get my little link to put down below, but it's like drinking through a fire hose. But they've been talking about AEO so much, and there was a lot of good information today on that thing. If you weren't on it, you missed out. But unless you're a member, then you can go and watch it.
Which that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I was in an event in Florida, so I haven't been able to watch any of it. I'm like, I've got FOMO.
Yeah. Well, the thing is all about schema and then writing. The most important thing is they were talking about SEO and AEO articles, how you're going to have to write two different articles,
right?
One for SEO and one for AEO, because AEO only goes down to the first part of the page. It doesn't read the whole page. It doesn't not spider or crawl. It doesn't crawl the whole page or the whole website. It only crawls a little bit.
So for anybody who's newer and not familiar with what Ed and I are talking about, SEO is what search engine optimization is. How did Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever you want, find you?
Right. Those searches find you. Yes.
Right. And now it's with AI coming on. It's how does ChatGPT, how does Grok, how do the other engines find you? Because if nobody's paying attention, Walmart just announced last week that now you can buy their products right through ChatGPT.
Yeah. The goal, eventually there'll be no websites.
Yeah.
You'll just order. It's like TikTok. TikTok is one of the biggest platforms where you can just order everything right there.
Yes.
You don't have to leave it. And that's kind of how the AI, the one thing they said, AI is going to be the new GPS.
Wow.
So, you know how some people like my daughter will use it to go down the street.
Yep.
They don't, that's what AI will be, is they'll be there and they'll ask, they don't want to make decisions, that decisions. Perry Belcher was talking about yesterday how he was part of this psychic network thing that they would do. Right. I'm not saying he was just, and basically what they would say is if they do 3 calls with this network, they'd be spending, $5,000 a year on their services, because people will call for any reason to any decision. They made 30 decisions today and they don't want to make another decision today. So they'll use this. Yeah. And I can see that it's overload of decision making.
It is. Well, now they're talking about what was it? The new Chromebooks don't even come with Google as a search. It goes straight to
Perplexity. They don't even have Google in there.
Yeah. They use Gemini, right?
Gemini. Thank you.
Yeah, Gemini.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, that's interesting. I know we talk about AI all the time, and we're not trying to pretend like we're AI experts like other people are. I think we're just being exposed to people who are experts with AI and using it different ways. So I would say they're way up here, we're about here, but most of the population is way down here. And before we learned a lot of this, we were down here too. So it's not talking smack on people, but people are still using it for basic stuff and aren't building custom GPTs, or I forget what they call it in Gemini, custom something else, where it's, if you're going to do a task over and over again, you name it. And now people are using it. It's scary how many people have reduced their staff strictly because AI can do things that they used to, need help from other people for. So people are cutting their VAs. Corporations are getting rid of staff, entry-level jobs. So I can't beat this drum enough. If you aren't playing with it, you need to play with it, because those who know how to use AI will be the employed people of the future.
Well, my pod veteran thing, which eventually I'll change the name for everybody. But the problem is I'm using it and I'm abusing it. So I'm breaking it. And eventually you'll drop your podcast in there and it'll be done at the end, and it'll be ready for distribution. You won't even have to do anything. You'll already pre-set up how you want it out, and all the clips will be made and you don't have to do anything. And that's what I want. Cause I've just, right now, the way it's set up, I've gotten rid of Cast Magic. I've gotten rid of, Cast Magic.
Go back before that. For people who have never done a podcast and do it, what did you used to pay people a month to help you get your episodes?
Well, I still do. I have a pod and I have a person. So I pay about $1,500. One person.
What did you pay 2 years ago?
When I first started in 2020 to 2021, I first paid $1,000 a month. So $250 an episode to have it edited, cut up, and then thumbnail made and then posted. Right. Which they didn't post a lot. They just posted the audio and the YouTube one.
Right.
They didn't cut it up into 3 different sections, all that other stuff. And so, and then that's cheap. Now it's at least $2,000 for that 4 episodes a month. And so but where I'm at is I have a pod who does they edit it, then they create then they drop Cast Magic, they grab the titles, they grab everything, and then they put it together through Podcastle and edit the sound. Well, I made the sound in mine auto. It listens and says, okay, this is what it tells you which one you should do. And then you pick it, you said process it, and it's done. But what's nice is once you get comfortable with it, you can click the button at the top that says auto, and it does it all the way through without you touching it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but because a lot of people want to be hands-on, right?
Yeah.
Or they want their own thumbnail. No problem. You can add your own thumbnail under the thumbnail. You can either use the one that's created by the system or use your own. And the one that's going to be created by the system will have 5 different pictures of the guests and the hosts that it can pick from to make the different things, which the biggest issue that we have when we do podcasts is getting the pictures, getting the bios, getting all those things to produce the content. And the other positive thing is it will auto tell the person it's out.
Oh, really? Oh, that's even better.
It's going to email everybody. And then eventually we'll share all the guests and all the co-hosts with everybody else to get them on a whole system of podcasts. That's under the guest ops. That's further down the road. There's so many things on this thing that's ridiculous.
I was
listening to Perry yesterday, and he's talking about, how they do this, this, and this, and this, and how these things are made. I'm like, just wait, man. You have no idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Oh, and we've got to jump off here in a second because we both have something to hear at the top of the hour. But for the people who don't know, everything that you just said, you learned through vibe coding, which was a month ago. You didn't even know what this was. And now you're going to be able to replace the entire team because of learning to talk to a software that creates software.
Well, that's even better. Like if you use Lovable to create a website, I mean, I don't create websites, but I do now.
Yeah. It's what's available.
And you can use that website on Lovable anywhere. You can move it over to WordPress. You can move it over. You can house it on Lovable. These people are, what they're doing is they're taking other people's websites that are horrible, dropping it in there and telling it to do a national brand website. And then they're selling it. They send it to them and say, hey, I just was playing around with this. And is there something else I should do? And blah, blah, blah. And they go, how do we get it? And they say, what's it worth to you? And they say $500 to $750, and they sell it to them. And then they ask about hosting and everything else. So it's just amazing.
The reason why that's important is people are now able to create the products to give and sell to people instead of before just going, hey, I'm a website designer. You want a website? You're able to give people a product and go, you want to buy this or not?
Well, it's just easy now. It's easy now. I mean, if you know what you're doing. Because if you just drop it in there and tell it to make it better, it doesn't.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, well,
you can stay on if you want.
No, I'm just saying that you got 2 minutes.
I know, but I got to join that call. Hey,
you got 2 minutes. All right, we'll say goodbye. We'll be back here on Tuesday. At least one of us will, and then Thursday I'll be here. But anyway, we just want to jump on real quick. We have a lot going on. Reach out to me if you have any of these questions through messages. All right, Brian, thanks for being here, and thanks everybody else for being here. We'll talk to you next week.
See y'all. Bye.